Hi, I'm Scott. In this video, I'm going to give a brief overview of my arcade 1UP cabinet Star Wars that I purchased in October 2019 from Walmart. This video is part of a series of videos I have on my YouTube channel related to the arcade 1UP video cabinets. In October 2019, the MSRP for the arcade 1UP Star Wars cabinet was $499. The only way you could get this cabinet was to purchase it online from either GameStop or Walmart. Walmart was running a 10% discount, so I went ahead and picked it up from their online app store and had it shipped to me. I picked it up at my local Walmart store, I brought it home, and I put it all together. In this video, I'll go over the actual unboxing of the cabinet, I'll go over the build of the cabinet, I'll go over the artwork package of the cabinet. I'll review the riser that comes with the cabinet. I'll review the Lighted Marquee. I'll review the monitor. I'll review the Flight YOKE that comes on the control panel. Finally, I'll go over some of the gameplay with the 3 games that are included in this cabinet. The Star Wars game, the Empire Strikes Back game, and the Return of the Jedi game. Alright, let's get started.
So, why did I buy the arcade 1UP Star Wars cabinet? I loved going to the arcades in the early 80s. Most of my favorite arcade games were created by the company called Atari. I enjoyed playing the vector graphic arcade games, most of which were produced by Atari during the early 80s. While I'm not a geek, I am definitely a Star Wars enthusiast. Back in the early 80s, I thought the color vector graphics Star Wars arcade game was one of the best first-person games. It was awesome. It was a great implementation that included the gameplay, the sounds, the music and soundtrack, the first-person perspective. All that made you feel like you were in a flight simulator. It was scary how real that seemed back then, 36 years ago, for a kid who was a teenager. The Atari Star Wars cabinet is very collectible, making it hard to find one for sale. And if you do, they are expensive. You're going to spend about $2,000 to $4,000 for a working cabinet. Vector arcade cabinets, they're expensive to keep working. The high voltage section of the vector graphics monitor, they often fail. And when they do, they're very expensive to repair, and you have to repair them because the new ones, they're no longer available. Not only are there issues with the vector monitors that are in the Atari Star Wars cabinet, but there's also issues with the yoke. The yoke used plastic gears, and this cabinet was really popular and it was heavily used, so those plastic gears broke. If you wanted to buy a new yoke, you got to spend between $400 and $600. While the arcade 1UP Star Wars cabinet may seem expensive to some, to players like me, it's at a fantastic price point. The arcade 1UP cabinet, it costs the same as the new yoke. The arcade 1UP yoke, it's a near perfect implementation of the original Atari yoke. The arcade 1UP cabinet costs less than a color vector monitor or the repair bill. The arcade 1UP cabinet has 3 Star Wars games. 2 of them are classic color vector games. In this video clip, I'm just showing you the artwork that comes on the Lighted Marquee, as well as what the monitor looks like in the surrounding artwork on the monitor bezel. And then you see the Flight YOKE and the artwork that's on the control panel, as well as the Flight YOKE. And then we get to the artwork package that's on the front of the game, where it also lists the 3 games. And then finally, the artwork package sits on that riser. It all looks fantastic. They did an excellent job on this graphics package. In this video clip, I continue to review the artwork package. Now I'm focusing on the side panel. Both side panels have the same artwork. And then also the sides of the risers. Both sides of the risers have the same artwork package.
The Force will be with you. Red 5 standing by. Red 5 and pull in. Use the Force. Luke, trust me. Yahoo! You're all clear, kid. R220, increase the power. I lost our count. Remember, the Force will be with you, always. The Force will be with you.
In this video clip, I'm showing you how the volume is adjustable on increments of 1 from 0 to 15 and back down from 15 to 0.
The son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi.
In these next pictures, I'm just showing you that the monitor is the BOE manufacturer. This is a really good monitor. This is an upgrade from the previous releases of the Arcade 1UP cabinets. In this picture, you're seeing the dimensions of a standard Arcade 1UP cabinet. Most importantly, pay attention to the height of the riser. It was 12 inches. In this picture, you're seeing the dimensions of the Star Wars cabinet. Notice how it's 15 inches on the riser. That's 3 inches taller than the standard Arcade 1UP cabinet. Next set of pictures show me using my inclinometer to measure the angle of the monitor on a standard Arcade 1UP cabinet. That monitor sits at a 13-degree angle. These next pictures show me using my inclinometer on the Star Wars cabinet so I can measure the angle of the monitor. It sits at a 22-degree angle. In this portion of the video, I'm going to focus on the Flight Yoke. Here's some pictures of it. On top of the Flight Yoke, here's what the graphic sticker looks like on the Flight Yoke. Here's a Flight Yoke at different angles. In this video clip, I'm showing the Flight Yoke moving. It moves exactly like it does in the original Atari arcade cabinet. In the video clip, you can see the white cursor move around as I'm moving the Flight Yoke. It's responding and how it moves in all directions, including the analog where it just moves smoothly across the screen.
He will join us or die.
Next couple of pictures show me unboxing my game, including the damage that occurred during shipping. So it looked like a big deal whenever I picked it up, but it was packaged so well that none of the damage on the exterior of the box made it all the way through to the game parts. I was relieved. I was a little nervous till I got it all apart. I thought for sure it was going to be messed up because that outer box, it definitely took the brunt of all the bad treatment it got while it was shipping. Overall, I think Arcade 1UP does a really nice job packaging these cabinets up. My only suggestion would be that they extend the cardboard on the side panels to cover that artwork up.
There's a meteorite hitting the ground near you. Or sometimes. We'll find the material walkers. Use your harpoon and tow cable. The shield doors must be closed. It's with you. Prepare to leave the Delta Light Station. I want that ship. Asteroid not concern me, asshole. Oh, thank goodness we're coming out of the asteroid field. He could destroy us. He will join us or die. Remember, the Force will be with you, always. The Force will be with you.
process to build the Star Wars cabinet is exactly the same as the other arcade 1UP cabinets, except for this J bracket. The J bracket is where the control panel with the yoke that sits on top of it. The next difference you'll come upon when you build the cabinet is how to install the top panel, the H panel, and the game logo panel, the I panel. Here's a pro tip for installing that I panel. Take your empty box, the box that's marked empty, and put that up against the game logo panel to hold it in place. Make sure that box is up on the lip. That'll hold it in place when you try to install the other side panel. This will make your life a lot easier. Here's pro tip number 2 for removing that monitor film. Do this before you put the control panel in. Remove those 3 black screws on the bottom and gently pull the film away. Then put the 3 black screws back in. Now remove the 2 black screws that are in the center of the monitor panel and remove the film. Put the black screws back in and then start attacking the monitor film screws one at a time, going across from left to right. Then put the black screws back in and everything will be good.
Switch 5 and go in.
The game menu is shown in the next pictures, along with the little configuration options. Those are the gears right below each game. Time for some gameplay.
The Force will be with you. Switch 5 standing by. Switch 5 and go in. Use the Force Luke. Luke, trust me. Yahoo! You're all clear, kid. Switch 5 and go in. Use the Force, Luke. Looking strong. Watch who's going to increase the power. I lost our 2. Remember, the Force will be with you, always. The Force will be with you.
Time for some gameplay.
He could destroy us. May the Force be with you. like it's ground near you. Sure, sometimes.
The force is with you. That is the system, and I'm sure Skywalker is with me.
We've spotted Imperial walkers. Use your harpoon and stow cable.
The shield doors must be closed. The force is with you.
Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
I want that ship not The son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi. Asteroids not concern me, asshole.
Oh, thank goodness we're coming out of the asteroid field.
The force is with you. He could destroy us. He will join us or die.
We picked up something outside the base.
The force is with you. General, prepare your troops for a surface attack.
We've spotted Imperial walkers.
Start the evacuation. The force is with you.
Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
I want that ship not.
R220, increase the power.
Time for some gameplay.
The security deflector shield will be deactivated when we have confirmation of your code transmission. Leave them to me. I will deal with them myself.
Go for help. I see them. Wait for me. Wonderful. We are now a part of the time.
Here goes nothing.
Now lock onto the strongest power source. It should be the power generator. Go for the power regulator on the north tower.
Asteroids do not concern me, Admiral.
Alright, that wraps up this Arcade 1UP based video, the reviewing of my Star Wars cabinet. Now this cabinet, it came with some really cool artwork. It came with a custom riser with custom graphics. It came with a lighted marquee that was beautiful. And it came with a stereo system that's placed underneath the lighted marquee. It came with an upgraded monitor. It came with this really cool Flight YOKE that mimics the original. So all this makes pretty much a fantastic cabinet, a fantastic game system, because it also came with those 3 classic Star Wars games. Star Wars, the Color Vector game by Atari. It came with The Empire Strikes Back, the Color Vector game by Atari. And it came with The Return of the Jedi, a raster game that's got raster graphics by Atari. Now overall, this game system was much better than I expected, and I had high expectations. Matter of fact, I would rate this cabinet as awesome. Not only do I have a beautiful looking cabinet that plays some really classic games I enjoyed from my early years in the arcade system, but this thing will look fantastic in my game room. So what do you think of my purchase of the Arcade 1UP Star Wars cabinet? Leave any thoughts you have in the comments below. Alright, be sure to keep watching my YouTube channel to see other videos that I'll post about these Arcade 1UP cabinets, including some modifications that I'll be performing. I think you'll find them interesting, entertaining, and educational. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below. And go ahead and ring that bell to get instant notifications of when I add videos to my YouTube channel. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you dislike this video, click the thumbs down. Please, leave any feedback you have in the comment section below. Alright, now that this video is over, it's time to go play some of these classic Atari Color Vector video arcade games on my Arcade 1UP cabinet.
The Force will be with you.
Red 5 standing by.